Welcome to the final video and kind of a farewell to the planet offer. It's taken me a little longer than I wanted to get this video together, and the city's not quite as far along as I was hoping to have it, but I got very busy with school and some other things. I was hoping to have this whole area filled in and this whole area filled in. I kind of threw building properly out the window and just went for explosive expansion. As you can no doubt see, this is all new. Most of this is new. This whole section's new, and this is just exploded with offices. This whole area down here is new. I've set up a lot more areas for future expansion. This whole area has been completely revamped, and all of this is new. Just kind of a little explanation as to what I've done before we really delve into everything is I was building up here a lot, and if you remember from the previous videos, the air pollution, as you can see here, it started creeping in a little more, and right here as I expanded down a bit, and that's really screwed up the quality of life. These offices aren't doing so well, and that's what's killing the farmlands down here. I really don't care because I needed it. What I ended up doing was, as you can see, I'm now well over 1 million residents, and I've kind of peaked right there for the moment because I don't want to go too much farther, as I've really screwed up everybody's happiness. But the main reason why is once you get to 1 million, you can unlock some very special buildings that allow you to do a lot of special things. Down here is one of them. This is the Institute of Petrochemicals, which gives you a 40% bonus to fuel production and 5% education bonus. However, it costs 40,000 credits a month. So as you can see, I'm making 78,000 a minute, essentially a month, right now. And I'm at 72 million, so I'm still rolling in money right now. Mostly because of my earlier smart planning, which I've kind of thrown out the window. But what this allows you to do is expand and gain a lot more fuel. When you build enough of these fuel things, you can build refineries. And these refineries give even more bonus to the fuel building in that area. However, they're extremely polluting. This oil processing facility further enhances these. So with a combination of that, I'm right now at plus 21 fuel. And there's an even greater building that I could build, which, if I can find it here, is this one, which is a chemical research lab, which further increases it by 45%. When I had all of this set up right, I was putting out 150 extra barrels of fuel extra. It was just completely extra. The problem is this is a 60,000 credit building, so it's extremely expensive. Now, I've got these for most everything here, like water, recycling, power. I've got it for all of these. Now, you can only build them when you have the requirement of other buildings in there. So, like now I could do the power one. However, because I don't have enough of these water processing facilities, this one's locked for me. So, that's one major advancement I did. As I tried to alleviate traffic, I built this nice little expensive bypass I'd been talking about. Cost a pretty penny, but paid off. And as you can see, traffic is still really heavy. I added this other bypass here along the back wall to further relieve traffic, and I built a small airport, which doesn't cost me that much, but is kind of a waste because no one really uses it. But this road, as you can see, is just as heavily trafficked as everything else. But what this did was it really alleviated some of the traffic. One of the central features I'm sure you noticed was this little massive raised highway I built, which is extremely expensive, very expensive to maintain. But as you can see, traffic's yellow right along here on this, or orange. So this bypass was very, very beneficial to me. And I will, if I was going to keep the city, I would expand this across the entire area, just because it's so useful to me. I'd probably put an on-ramp here and then just put it back up and raise it over. But this bridge has allowed traffic to no longer stop here and travel at higher speeds. And as soon as I built it, traffic was noticeably diverted from some of these other areas to go down there. And as I tried to fill in some of the city areas, since I couldn't build the highways I wanted, I basically went through and built tons of these bigger roads throughout the city. So if you look over here, it took some careful planning to not destroy too many homes, but this area here, this road wasn't here, this road wasn't here. This was a small little avenue, 2-lane avenue through here, but I've completely transformed it into a much, much larger bypass area, and it really has helped alleviate a lot of the traffic. It's also made it worse in areas, but it has alleviated it. This whole expansion over here is fairly new. As you can see, it's pretty well planned out with the higher quality of roads. I expanded that all the way to there. These two here, these used to be double-lane highways. I deleted this whole section and started again, and have been building some of these housing. As you can see, my citizens are really angry at me. I have really just thrown satisfaction out the window. Everybody's still above 50%, so no one's really moving out, but it's really not that good. These main bypasses through here have done a lot. This area here is suffering horribly, and even some of these places have moved out. If they weren't so well employed right now, then these would all be vacant because of the pollution problem right here. That's something to definitely take into consideration. But as far as that goes, all my businesses are at full 100%. So the business satisfaction is good right now. My citizens just hate me. And I could make everything nicer for them, but again, the planet mode's over soon and the city is going to go away. So I've just kind of exploded just to see what I can do. And I'm still profitable by quite a good margin, so I'm still doing good and I'm still getting citizens. One of the other most notable surprises was I really needed to build a connection for the people who worked here to the industry over here. And I found out where everybody was kind of living and working when I originally built these, because these offices were built, and then I built these homes for those people specifically. And I didn't really have enough room to get a solid bridge across. I was really trying to kind of ghetto it across, and I didn't want to delete anything, and it was just not good. So what I ended up deciding was, well, let's try to build a tunnel. And in fact, this tunnel